general flag. For over 50 years, only those at the uppermost levels are aware of its existence. Congress said we can't use human prisoners. These assholes aren't human.
Hi guys, welcome back to Patten Time. For all those DC fans, this is a big day. Creature Commandos, the inception of the DCU has finished, and today both myself and Aaron were the only ones that actually watched the full season. Are going to be reviewing Creature Commandos season 1. There's going to be more, but we are going to review and let us know how you think about what you feel about Creature Commandos. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for taking time and coming on and listening to this review. And if you're a returning subscriber, we appreciate you coming back. And yeah, please let us know in the comments what your thoughts for this particular season was. Yeah, I'll give you my thoughts shortly. As I say, please like, comment and subscribe if this is your type of content. And please check out our channel for anything else, reviews, reactions, etc. Both for DC, Marvel and a number of other shows that we've actually commented on. But with no further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now obviously I'm here because, you know, I watch these sort of things, and just to give you some history, I've watched the Peacemaker, Suicide Squad type of shows, so I have some understanding of the characters, but the main man beside me has much more knowledge, so I could never come on and do this review on my own. So Aaron's on board, and obviously he is a DC fan. I'm not saying I'm not a DC fan, but he's a proper DC fan. So he has a lot more knowledge than I. So we're just going to do an overall of the whole 7 episodes. So let's just start at the beginning. With we're not going to do everything per se, but I think it was important that Amanda Waller, which we know Amanda Waller is the main person that got the Suicide Squad together. Yeah, and she virtually got them to for their mission. That's how it kicked off.
Well, yeah.
Mission was for them. So how many were there?
There was
7 or 6?
5 or 6. I think 6.
Is that including Flag?
Yeah, Rick Flag, G.I. Robot, Weasel, Bride, and Dr. Phosphorus, and Nina.
So that's
6.
Okay.
Or 7, yeah.
6 or 7. So they all. So she got them all together to go to Themyscira. So I'm going to be looking down from time to time to just remember my notes because my memory is not that great. It was Polonistan. To go to there to protect the princess, Alana the princess, because of a threat that Cersei was potentially a threat. So that was literally, I mean, the first episode
was just them introducing the characters, really.
Introducing all the characters.
They're called Task Force M, I think. For M stands for monsters instead of, I think X for Suicide Squad. Yeah, they're not human, they're all monsters. So I think it's Task Force M, they're called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think because in Peacemaker there was like a problem where people found out what Amanda Waller was doing to the Suicide Squad.
Yes. Because
they were human, so they made it like illegal or something.
Okay.
So then obviously the monsters don't count, so she can do anything with them.
So is this after Suicide Squad?
This is after it.
Oh, this is after Suicide Squad.
It's after Peacemaker as well.
Oh, it's after. Yeah. Which makes sense later on as we speak about that.
Yeah.
So that literally was, I mean, the first episode. It kicked off. They needed to go there. They went to Polonistan, but Themyscira was also mentioned in the first episode.
Yeah.
And as we know, we should know that you know, we watch a Wonder Woman, and you know,
Wonder Woman.
Unfortunately, the second one was made during COVID time, and it was kind of like flopped in it.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It weren't that. But anyway, but yeah, Wonder Woman's good. Gal Gadot,
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, she's brilliant, but unfortunately, she's not going to see it through to the DCU. But yeah, kudos to her. So, yeah, moving straight along. The second episode. So obviously they're all now in the area protecting the princess.
Yeah.
And what do you recall?
And then we get the backstory of the bride.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we get the backstory of her.
Because she played a big role.
Yeah. Well, she's technically the leader, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, long story short, it's just obviously Frankenstein is the doctor who made the monster first, and then the monster obviously was getting lonely, blah blah blah, and then he wanted how do you call it, acquaintance or so yeah. So then he made the bride, and then it's a long story. It's a long story.
I mean, obviously, so he made the bride. So Frankenstein, he made the bride for Frankenstein, but then it just so happened that Dr. Frankenstein caught feelings for the bride, and vice versa, and they did a thing. Frankenstein caught them. Sorry, the monster caught them. Yeah, and he ends up killing
Frankenstein.
The creator. The creator killed the creator, and he's virtually, for the whole of the season, he's virtually chasing after this one woman.
He's just chasing the bride.
Chasing the bride.
She has nothing. Doesn't want anything to do with him. So
So that was that really. Not much else. There was something obviously about the necklace that Dr. Frankenstein gave the bride, and that seemed to have been teased right throughout.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it was found or if it was used to create something else.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Not too sure about that. But yeah, that was literally so. And to just repeat, each episode from number 2 onwards was one of their backstories. Yeah. And I think after the bride's backstory, it was G.I. Robot's backstory.
Yeah.
Again, he was in the war, innit? So
well, he was in the war. He was created in World War II, I think it was.
Yeah.
To kill off Nazis.
He loved Nazis. Yeah.
So any Nazis that came, he just
wants to deal with them.
With G.I. Robot. But I think his backstory wasn't the most in depth.
Yeah.
It's a robot, innit?
Yeah. So. Not really much else to remember.
But to touch on episode 2 with the fight as well with Cersei and the bride. That was quite good as well. Just showed us, a lot of fighting with Cersei to see what she can do. With
that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, back on to.
But it looked like that Cersei was the one that really took control of it. Really.
Yeah. Well, it should.
Yeah, it's because she's god level power.
Yeah, she's got power, so. Makes sense.
Yeah, so it would happen. Okay. Not much else with G.I. Robot's backstory. Quite nothing special.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything special. Really.
But what we can mention though, that in this episode he didn't make it.
Yeah. I think at the end he ended up
dying. So that was one marked off of this. What did it call? Task Force M.
Task Force M. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one marked off. And now episode 4 is probably the biggest.
This is the biggest episode. Yeah.
What do they say? Nuggets and
nuggets, and teasers,
and all of that, which was quite interesting. I think
the one thing, not even the one thing. When you get to the end, I did enjoy the show, but James Gunn, I think he did well with like expanding the universe just by this one show, like he did. Yeah, we'll get to it, but there was so much in it.
Yeah, in this episode. So this episode was somebody's backstory, no?
Episode 3.
No, episode 4 one now.
Episode 4.
G.I. Robot
was Weasel's, I think.
Weasel. Yeah, that's right. It was Weasel's backstory. Now the backstory of Weasel wasn't nothing
I liked
special.
It.
Yeah,
it was sad. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sad. Yeah, sad.
But yeah, basically Weasel was he went to a school kind of. And he was hiding in bushes, and he saw like a bunch of kids playing.
Yeah.
And obviously, they started playing with him, etc., etc. And obviously, he's not evil, and he's harmless.
He's harmless.
He was just playing with them fine.
Yeah.
And then what was it? An old man saw him, and then he thought that he was a monster trying to kill them or something like that. And he.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he picked up the shotgun and he went. How did the fire start again though? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember. So he went down and they went in. I think there was like, I don't know, the bottom bit with like all the oil stuff containers.
Oh right, like the cellar.
Yeah.
And
that's when he shot.
Oh, that's right.
The thing and it exploded.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
then I think most of the kids died, except the girl he was trying to take in his mouth. And then he called obviously the police people.
Yeah.
And then obviously
he
was trying to save her, and then she ended up dying in the fire. And they painted him as the villain that tried to kill them, but he wasn't.
But it didn't mean anything.
But yeah, it was quite sad. I think it was a good backstory.
Okay, but that wasn't the key part. As I said, each one of them was a backstory, but that wasn't the key part to this one. There was some nuggets.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Now, just to explain how we actually saw the review. So Cersei was captured.
Yeah.
Cersei was captured, and Amanda Waller was given an interrogation to her, and because she has these powers, these what's it, telepathic? What?
I don't know. She can tell clairvoyant. She can tell
powers. She tapped into Amanda's, or Waller's, I should say. She tapped into Waller's mind and showed her the future.
Yeah.
Right. And what she.
But before that, remember they did that because what was it? Dr. McPherson came in and told her about Cersei's ability to tell the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so do we explain that was all a ploy?
Well, that will be later.
That will be later. Yeah. Okay. Right. So
big twist.
So that was that. So it's a big twist. But yeah. So she showed her the future, and in this future, Alana virtually killed off the entire.
Went around being a villain and killing the whole DC universe. We saw her with Gorilla Grodd, which I thought was a big part. Gorilla Grodd
was there.
Flash villain and all
again
that.
With the stone, the purple stone.
Yeah, with another stone which we don't know about. Yeah. But obviously Gorilla Grodd's a big villain.
Big villain.
But at the end
in the Arrowverse
was the most important bit. So we saw a flashback kind of her. She was in front of pretty much a lot of the dead bodies of all like superheroes,
and she was responsible for killing all of them.
For killing all of them.
And we listed. So I'm just going to put my glasses on. We listed literally all of these characters that we saw. Yeah, so I can go through these. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we mentioned Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah.
Then we saw the remains of the Justice League. Superman. We saw
the Holy Trinity. Yeah, the Trinity.
The Trinity.
They're called the Trinity. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman.
Okay.
They're called the Trinity. Yeah.
Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. So we get them out the way.
That's the main three.
Yeah.
Right there.
But we also saw Green Arrow.
Green Arrow's in the background. Yeah. One of the sticks.
Supergirl,
obviously getting a movie coming out. Not soon, but she's getting a movie.
And which was quite interesting because we just had the Superman trailer. So we saw Hawk Girl in this.
Hawk Girl, exactly.
Because we saw her in the trailer as well. We also saw Kid Flash.
That confirms Flash.
Flash is confirmed.
Confirmed Flash.
Peacemaker was dead on the ground.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
Yeah. Robin, which was the Damian Wayne.
Robin. So that's the Robin that's going to be in Brave and Bold.
We saw Aquaman.
Yeah.
Vigilante. Now I know Vigilante for the Peacemaker film, or shows. Yeah. So, and I believe they are making a third Peacemaker show. So
season 2.
Yeah, season
2's coming out this year.
Yeah, this year.
Season's coming out this year.
So Vigilante. Then we got Starfire.
Starfire again. That's big to like Teen Titans kind of confirmed. So that's also big.
Did I mention Aquaman?
Yes.
And the last one that we noticed was Mr. Terrific.
And Mr. Terrific, which is also
was in the Superman trailer.
Yeah, who's going to be a big character in that? So
that was
a lot. There's a lot.
So
in there.
A lot of.
And there's probably more that we didn't even mention.
Yeah, because there was a lot. There was a lot on them, but those ones we could definitely remember.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
That was definitely one of the biggest episodes, I think.
Yeah, but in the end of episode 4, we also remembered seeing, because when they went back I think in the prison area,
Yeah.
there was the great white shark.
Oh yes, it's when they I think when they were eating,
That's right.
and then there was so much different villains in there. Yeah, a lot of different villains.
Yeah.
I think there was so much, but I only knew the ones I knew. I think one of them was Chemo.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like a sludge kind of monster.
Okay.
I think he's a Superman villain as well.
Okay.
I remember him. He was in DC
know.
Universe Online, I think, in the game.
All right.
There was Kong Gorilla.
Kong Gorilla, yeah.
It's that big yellow gorilla. He's also, I think, a Superman villain as well. Which is, I think he was in cartoons. He was in a lot.
Yeah, because they don't really.
Yeah, they're kind of like low Superman villains.
Okay.
And
the only other one was Great White Shark.
the Great White Shark, which is also a Batman villain, which he was in, I think, games as well. But yeah, he's one just a low. Batman's got a lot of villains.
So he's not related to the shark that's coming up later.
No, nothing.
Nothing to do with it.
He's not a shark. It's just he looks like a shark with his teeth.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there was even more villains that I just don't know about. But they were definitely one.
So that was literally it. That was probably the most I don't know.
Yeah.
Packed and influential part of this whole season, I think. Episode 5. Well, this was more to do with the monster.
The monster's backstory. No,
yeah.
The monster's backstory with the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the monster's backstory. So, and also in this one, Frankenstein and Flag teamed up to try it. Yeah.
Is that that's with okay.
So this is when obviously Flag realised that Amanda Waller was going to go and
kill Alana.
Kill Alana. Obviously, they caught feelings in the first episode, etc. and so forth. So he had to try and warn them.
Yeah.
And obviously they teamed up, had a fight, which
they did fight a bit.
They did fight.
Yeah.
And that's really what. Anything else on that?
So obviously they went to the school to look at the professor that spoke about Cersei's clairvoyance.
That's right.
And obviously it looked a bit weird, like it was suspicious. Even from then, I think I already knew who it was, to be honest.
Oh, you knew?
Yeah, I already knew. It just looked like it was something was going wrong.
So that's another main character that was released in this one.
Yeah. So they went to McPherson's house, and obviously they went upstairs, and obviously the body
of
the doctor, the professor, she was dead on the chair. She was dead.
So Aaron knew already.
Yeah.
That someone had taken on her.
Yeah. So obviously, we now transition to downstairs, and he's on the couch.
Yeah.
And he's playing game, and it's Xbox.
Some big promotion. So I don't know how much Xbox had to pay to get that.
I don't know how, but I would have done PlayStation, but we move on. But yeah, Xbox, he was playing Mortal Kombat 1. So obviously that was then he changes, he shapeshifts. It was Clayface.
It was Clayface.
Which I think that was good. Obviously that was
it was
Clayface.
good.
Obviously he is getting a movie. It's confirmed.
Yeah.
So Clayface is going to be a big character. And obviously they go downstairs and they have a fight.
Yeah.
And in that fight, obviously, a deep cut to Batman. Obviously, Clayface broke Rick Fag's back.
Okay.
Like in the same way as when Bane broke Batman's back. So I think that was quite funny. But yeah, so that they end their fight. Obviously, the monster use electric to not kill Clayface, because I don't think he's dead, but to get rid of him.
But he's still splattered. He's splattered on the ground.
He's nowhere near dead.
But what we also saw in there was it appeared that Flag had died as well.
Yeah, but we know he's not dead as well, because he will be in the Superman.
They made it look like he was dead, but no, we knew he still had to be. And that was literally it for that episode.
Yeah, I think that was the main bit of episode 5.
So episode 6 was like second from last, and we had the backstory of Dr. Phosphorus. Is it Phosphorus?
Dr. Phosphorus, yeah.
Yeah. He's some kind of...
He's a Batman villain as well.
Oh, he's a Batman villain.
Also a Batman villain, yeah.
Some kind of acid type, whatever. I don't know what he is.
It's nuclear energy.
Nuclear energy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So his story, it was something to do with mafia and the way that this boss was dealing with him, and he ended up.
But he was like a doctor, and he was experimenting in a way how to get rid of cancer.
That's right.
Yeah. But obviously he was doing it in a way which wasn't good because he was with, was it Rubod Fawn? It was basically like a villain.
Ebod.
No, not Ebod Fawn.
Okay.
But I think it's Rubot Fawn or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, he was working with someone bad to obviously help fund the research. And obviously his wife didn't like it and all of this.
Yeah.
So after that, obviously, this one was sad, I think. This was actually a sad backstory when whoever it is, he brought Dr. Phosphorus to the dead bodies of his child and his wife.
Oh yes.
Do you remember when he was sitting down in front of them?
Yes.
And he tried to frame and all of that, put the blood. All over his,
yes, that's
really
right.
sad.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's where his revenge came in, isn't it?
So they go to the machine or whatever. They kind of just throw him in and obviously try and kill him that way.
Right, and he ended up being indestructible.
Yeah, and turned him into obviously Dr. Phosphorus.
And he literally took over the crime lord's whole empire. Yeah.
So after he went to do that, obviously he got revenge and he went around just killing everyone that was involved with it. Killed Rubot Fawn and his children, and then he took over his
whole empire,
all the empire and stuff.
So...
And obviously because they're in Gotham, this obviously leads into Batman, which was...
I didn't say Aaron. It's not that Aaron was sleeping, but this
big
one,
thing, massive thing.
It's not like much happened, but still.
Massive.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's massive. So after that, they're at like the party
you can
or
see
whatever,
his t-shirt.
and they're all just Dr. Phosphorus is dancing and all the people, and then the lights go off, and then Dr. Phosphorus stops and he looks up and he just sees Batman in the window, on the window looking down.
No words, nothing said.
There was nothing said, but just from that, it was so good, honestly. They said the lightning, and you see the cape. Batman, like, we need to talk about Batman, because, I don't know, a lot of people it shows kind of, we don't know, is it going to be Patterson? Is it not? Because he looked big, like, he looked like big. He looked like comic Batman.
But he looked like the Ben Affleck size Batman.
Because comic Batman is big, very big, and obviously we know Robert Pattinson doesn't look like that.
No.
So we don't know if this is a new actor, kind of confirmed. Obviously we don't know. But the cape, his outfit, it looked like the classic one. I think it was a yellow belt.
Yeah.
Maybe grey and blue. But yeah, that bit was, I don't even care if it was only little, that bit was sick.
Well, that's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
But yeah, I think that was the main part of 6.
That was the main part for 6. The last one.
Yeah, and then last episode.
Which was Nina's backstory.
Nina's backstory.
Which was obviously, it was just today, so we just finished not too long watching it, and that was a touching backstory because
it was quite sad.
I don't know if we can just skip right to the end. Nina didn't make it.
Yeah,
so unfortunately she ended up dying. But just to give some story, so they had a few of them that was left. I think it was Weasel, Dr. Phosphorus, Bride, and Nina.
End. No,
those four that was there to do the dirty on Alana. Was there anything prior to that?
Well, prior, Nina's backstory is just short. She was like, when she was born, she didn't, like, her lungs wasn't working properly. She couldn't breathe.
Yeah, the backstory.
So they basically tried to help her breathe. Skip to when he like mutated on her and she turned into like a fish kind of.
Yeah. So
she got she couldn't like associate with humans and stuff. She ran away, and she just went in the sea where she kind of belonged, and they found her on the news.
That's right, the news story.
And it was
they mentioned
Star City, which is obviously
a flash.
So that's quite big.
Yeah.
And Bloodhaven. Which is obviously where Nightwing is when he leaves, obviously, Batman. So he captured her, killed the doctor that her dad, really. Well, her dad. Which was quite sad. They didn't need to shoot her.
They didn't really need to do that.
Then cut to present day, really. Yeah. And what was it? So
Alana was taking a swim as a normal thing. The prison, the guards didn't want her to do that, but they said, no, well, you'll look after me. She's taken a swim. They get this great idea, say, well, because obviously Nina is more or less a fish.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do it. Give her the fork. She didn't want to do it. I gave her the knife. So I think she just remembered the past.
Yeah.
Gave her the knife. So she's now swimming underneath Alana.
Yeah.
And then, but Weasel has a thing for Alana because of how he treated
looked,
her.
and she looks kind of like the child. That
Oh
was
yes,
playing
that's
with
right.
him. Yeah.
So obviously Weasel realized what was going to happen, and he escaped from obviously the bride and Phosphorus, jumped into the water to what really
Well,
to
he was
alert
just
her.
trying to to alert because
her. So, cut a long story short, Alana and Nina start fighting underneath the water, and unfortunately, Nina was the one that came off worse because she took the knife from her and actually stabbed her and killed her. Yeah. She floated to the top, where Brad can obviously notice, and that was the end. Yeah. That was the end.
Nina ended up dying. Before that, there was a couple like snippets of like not snippets, but it was just like kind of funny moments. They kind of hinted to Marvel with what that Ghost Rider mission, which is just like, I don't know, like, do you need like the permission to do this stuff? I don't understand.
Yeah, because I think this was when Frankenstein caught up with Bride in there, and all of this.
But Ghost Rider was mentioned.
Ghost Rider was mentioned.
There's a couple other stuff relating in Disney.
To wrap it up, the Bride was the only one that realised that Alana was the actual villain. Yeah. So virtually what Cersei showed Waller was actually a reality. Yeah. Yeah.
But Waller thought it was wrong.
She thought it was wrong because she was trying to stop them. Yeah. And etc. But I don't know how she caught onto it, but she knew, and they just obviously had it out in the office or so to where they were. Yeah.
Killed Princess Alana. That was and
that was
the main end. Yeah.
There was only a couple of little bits that we wanted to touch on. So there was obviously only the three of them left. Yeah. And then when they went back to, I don't know, promised an office.
Where they kept
Task Force M, and we saw a couple of other key people.
Yeah, there was a couple of people that were already in the scene where they were eating. Yeah. But obviously there was two main people we wanted to touch on. G.I. Robot.
G.I. Robot.
Sort of kind of came back really.
So they must have recreated another robot or took his parts and made this new improved one. Yeah. Much bigger.
Yeah, much bigger.
And
King Shark as well.
King Shark.
Which was surprising really. But yeah, he came at the end.
Which I know from Peacemaker.
Flash, Suicide Squad, he's been in a lot. Yeah. But yeah, and King Shark was there. Yeah. And then that was.
So that's the new. Really. So I take it that's the snippet for the new season. Yeah. With all of these new ones and whatever the task will be for the next one. Yeah. There was obviously a little teaser. All the others didn't have it. Was it post credit?
Oh, it was just Frankenstein talking.
Frankenstein obviously after the Bride shot him up, he obviously must have found another woman because he obviously killed off the last one, which we thought was really sick. The woman really helped her. Just wanted company, and just didn't want to leave her in that state, so killed her.
She's blind, so she couldn't do anything.
Just killed her, but he found this other woman, and obviously still fixated over the Bride. Yeah. But and that, as they say, was it. So for me, overall, it was okay. I wanted to watch it because obviously it links, and we need to understand where these things are going. But it wasn't amazing for me. But I do like those little bits and pieces, like the Justice League and all of those sort of things. But yeah, and for Aaron?
Yeah, I think it was sick, to be honest. I just think they did it. I think the story was good. I think some of the action was good. I think the way they did it, it was funny, gory, everything, to be honest. Yeah. And I think the way they built building the DC universe just by this show, I think it was good, to be honest. Yeah. Obviously, if you like Batman, all of these people, I just think it was good.
We can rate it. Yeah. We can rate it.
Yeah, I think it's up there, to be honest. I think it's like 7, 6. I think you can give it a 7.
Okay. Well, if Aaron's going to give it a 7, I'll give it a 5.5.
5.5.
I'll give it 5.5.
That's good.
It was okay. It was okay. Nothing special, but it kicked things off, and that was the main thing. For me, I want the movies, but all of these things, it's fine. The animation is probably the lowest down for me, but even the series, because we watch the Penguins and so forth, even the series I like, But this one, the animation stuff, maybe not. But yeah. But that's it, literally. That was our review. A little timely, but yeah, we touched on everything. So please let us know in the comments if there was anything that we missed out. If there's anything that you didn't actually agree with us. Please let us know in the comments if you loved that, that episode where Batman showed up. Yeah. Obviously, all you DC fans. I know Superman's coming, but Batman's another big character in the DCU. So yes.
Who you think who the actor is and everything.
Oh yeah. Because obviously there's talk that Matt Reeves possibly is holding things up with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I don't think Aaron's not too hot with that with Pattinson being the DCU Batman. But we see how it goes. But thank you for listening to this review. Again, just let us know in the comments anything. Have a conversation with us. I'm sure Aaron, being the expert of DCU, will be able to respond and to let you know what we thought and any comments that you have. But please like, comment and subscribe if this is your type of content. We appreciate you taking time out. Please check out our channel for any other reviews. I'm sure there's something on there that you will enjoy and like. But until the next time, until the next review or reaction, we will speak to you then. Patten time out.